And the first person we're speaking to is Yolanda. Well, I don't know who reached out to who first, but I was definitely included in on that on your first post there. So, kind of just as a primer, what have you guys been experiencing?
Um, for we've been back since 2013. We moved over here in 2015, and we noticed after fixing up the house prior to moving in, and we noticed a lot of cracks happening out of nowhere after fixing the house. Um, and then as years went by, it got worse and worse and worse. Bigger cracks, bigger floors unshifting, holes in certain concrete. And then just recently, we noticed that there was a big hole in the side of our home. And the hole is what really just brought us to our eye on what's going on, because we didn't know that it was that extent until that hole hit there. And over time, that hole had to be building up to break into what it did because of the shifting of the land and the blasting and the water and all those elements put together. So when we actually brought somebody out to give us an estimate on repairing it, they gave us an estimate of over $20,000, and that was dry pros. They gave us that huge estimate, and it just blew our mind. Even after him saying, "Okay, I'll give you a $3,000 discount," he gave us that, and it still was up there. And then the thing is, we had to have the wall built back up before they can even come out to make sure they lift it, to stabilize it so that it doesn't continue to shift. And the one thing that the guy did say that really blew my mind was, he said, "I've done thousands of houses all over the world, and I've never seen this before. Never." And that's what he said. The only way you'll see something like that if it's in a basement. And he said, "I've never seen this before." So he said, this is definitely coming from the shifting of the ground and the over time period and the water damages that the water, because we're farmland. Mm-hmm. So we're just ready to get some type of resolution to it. We're tired, right? We've contacted them a number of times concerning it with no response. We've had the attorney at our office and no response, basically stating we don't have enough money to fight them, and they are a big corporation.
And who are they? I'm sorry.
So that's Vulcan Material. So Vulcan Material is the company that's doing the damage to our homes from the blasting. If you haven't been out here, definitely come out. Take a look at the hole. The hole is so big.
So it's a quarry.
It's a rock quarry.
Oh,
the hole
okay.
is so big that it's breathtaking. You can look down in the hole from the road, and the trucks look like toys.
They look like that.
They look like toys, literally from the top.
And those trucks.
So over the years, that's where, before me, they really got the blasting. I just recently got here, and at this point, they have been talking with them for years before I even stepped in. And I've gotten nowhere. From an attorney sitting in my office telling me it's scientifically not their fault that our houses are settling. It has come to a point where I'm depending on you guys to help us and direct us on where we need to go to get this resolved.
And at what point did you realize this wasn't just your issue, it was a community-wide issue?
So, a while back when I first contacted Vulcan concerning the issue of cracks in my walls, I did reach out to the community and let them know that I was having this issue, and that's when they said, "Well, wait a minute, we're having the same thing. We're having cracks in our walls. Our water is brown
in our
wells. So everybody started saying, we're having the same issues. Actually, I've been keeping a record of every blast from this time period of how much they have blasted. And when I heard that, I was like, okay, it's something serious. It is really something serious. So that's why we're circling back around.
We've been talking
for years with them.
I was about to say, and now when the water is brown and well water, I'm just a suburb kid. I'm not too familiar with well water, but that means something's in the aquifer, right? I mean, how is that?
That means that the actual integrity of the well has been cracked. That once again comes from shifting of the earth. I tell folks, if I slap my hand in the water, you're going to see ripples, but now you want to see some ripples you're not going to see. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing with seismographic technology. This scientific stuff they're trying to tell us about. They have a blast radius that they have to stay within, right? But also, there are ripples outside of that blast area that you can't see with the naked eye, or you may not feel right away. But those tremors continuously go through just like it goes through water. Like solid objects, then it goes through sediment, gravel, or whatever. So when them trying to explain that to me and saying it's so scientific, I just explained it to you. So it's not as scientific as they try to make it out to be.
And how late at night do some of these blast? Is it 24 hours or is it
No, they blast during the daytime.
Okay.
But I can hear the rocks in the air flying and knocking each other. I see the dust flying in the air. The dust comes over on our cars. I mean, it's, the noise. We constantly get the noise from the machinery. They're in my backyard. I hear the machines first thing in the morning. They haven't built any barrier walls to protect the integrity of for sound in the neighborhood. We've asked for certain signs to be put in place for speed limit. People still coming through there. They got 50-mile-an-hour signs. We were able to get down to 50-mile-an-hour now. At one time, it was 45 and 35 through our area. When they came to repave the road, they took the signs up. When they put the signs back, they put 55-mile-an-hour signs. So now these big 5-10-ton trucks come through our neighborhood going 55 miles an hour or better. We got small children. We still have buses in there. We have the church in our area. When the people come out, they may have a meeting during the daytime. When they come out of the driveway, the trucks will come about 55 miles an hour. They kill somebody. And we went to the Department of Transportation and said, hey, look, guys, we just want the signs. I can go to any other neighborhood around me. They got 35-mile-an-hour signs. Why are we just the ones that don't have the things that we're asking for from the community? We're going to the right people and talking to them, but we're not getting what we need, period.
And what's the typical answer you get when you're very specific about what you need?
They'll say, well, just about the speed limit signs. I said, well, you haven't had enough accidents on the area yet. So why I got to get an accident and somebody possibly get killed if I'm trying to do preventive measures? Last time I checked, when you go to the doctor, you're doing preventive measures so you don't have a heart attack. So you go to the doctor to find out everything you need to do to not have one. Same thing with car accident. I'm doing everything up front before one of my members of my community are killed by something that could have been prevented. Why in this world we wait until something happens before we do something? When you know it's inevitable before it happens. This just doesn't make common sense to me.
And how do you resolve? What is a resolution that you guys are seeking? Because it just seems like when someone's blasting, when they're demolishing your house, it's kind of hard to find a resolution or a middle ground.
Well, the resolution I say, and this is how I'm looking at it in my mind. By the way, my name is Curtis Steele. This is my wife, Yolanda. My resolution is, I know they need to continue to do business. I don't have a problem with that. But we need to work together as partners. And we need to be able to express our concerns of what we feel like some of the safety measures they should put in place. Give an example. They closed down a whole road, which was a family road of ours for over 100 years. That road is one of our ways to get out of the neighborhood. If our neighborhood caught on fire, say one of the wildfires like they have in California or something, God forbid that happens, we only have 2 ways to get out of our neighborhood. If those 2 areas are blocked, we're dead. We're going to die because we have nowhere to go. We have nowhere to get out of the neighborhood other than on foot. So why did you do that? And we even went to the county commissioners when they were planning on closing that road. We told them, if you guys start blasting across the street, we're going to have more significant damage to our house, as well as you're closing down one of our escape routes out of our neighborhood. They didn't care. They closed it down. And the only thing they did was put a chain link fence across it. They didn't put a barrier wall or anything for the sign. You have one of my neighbors right across the street from me. She's literally there in her back door, right behind her.
And as far as access to this, you say a chain link fence.
You can't
Anybody can go. Anybody can go over there.
I was about to say.
That's right.
If somebody wanted to go over there, they can go over there. Even though they say they got signs saying that don't go down there, but people can still go down there. They've done nothing to protect the integrity of the community. We have black farmland here. I'm a black farmer. I'm part of the Black Farmers Association. My farmland the integrity of it is being destroyed. And if I wanted to sell it, or if I wanted to do whatever, who's going to want to buy that and in that condition? knowing that my well, one of my wells is cracked. I have two wells. One of my wells is cracked. That's what I use for my house. We wash our clothes, we take our baths in this water, everything. So if my water is not what it needs to be, then what is it doing to me? All because of what you're doing underground.
So you think just creating some relationship to where they can see, hey, this impacts this. How do we find a resolution?
And being concerned. Because now it's our corporate talk.
Yes.
It's, oh, well, we know this is not what you want to hear. But the only thing that we can do is, we can come out and try to help direct the water away from your house and give you some gravel. That's it. Gravel is not going to pay $20-some thousand. And just because I got this fixed does not mean 10 years from now I'm not going to have the same problem. That's right. So that's the issue. That's where I want rectification. Let's talk about how we're going to reduce the amount of time that I have to fix this again. Because I'm going to have to fix it again if I continue to live here. So it's going to be an ongoing issue.
I was about to
It's
say.
not going to stop.
Yeah.
As long as they keep blasting, it's not going to stop. And also, not only they're blasting across the street, but they're blasting on the other side of the street. So now you got three of them. And let me tell you this. There's a family, I don't know if they're present here, they had 2 ponds on that property. It was their property. They drained the ponds. Then they said they were going to come back and fix them. They ain't fixed them yet. They made all the promises to the church, Pleasant Hill Church. They made promises that they were going to do this and do that. They haven't done that either. And that was years ago.
Well, and if you drain a pond, you got to restock the pond too.
That's right.
I mean, the whole ecosystem.
That's right. They've destroyed the whole ecosystem. We used to fish in those ponds as kids. We used to go down there and fish and everything. They've destroyed them. I drove my ATV down there, I think, about a year and a half ago, and there's nothing. Little puddles of water. They totally drained it.
Wow. So this isn't just having an impact on the house; it's the entire environment.
Yes, that's correct.
That's right.
And everyone in here can vouch for that, what you just said.
The deer,
It is
everything.
that, the deers and everything, yes.
Deer were coming up to our house and talking to us. I mean, they were pets.
Touching them, yeah.
They were pets. That's how afraid and frightened they were for the environment. I had a male and a female. They would come just about every day to the house.
Wow.
I got pictures.
Yeah.
Well, I guess who'd be like the next person who wants to share their story?
Come here.
I have, so I got some pictures I have to share too.
Yeah, sure. I'll
wanna
come
come
over to you.
Okay.
I'll come over to you. All right. And first of all, what's your names?
My name is,
I'm Hazel Robinson.
I'm Henry James Everett Jr.
Okay.
We are not members of this community, but we have a vested interest in it because we have relatives that live here, and we also attend church, and our church is located in this community.
I have property in this community.
And I mean, what's been the impact on you guys so far?
Well, the impact has really been, listening to our relatives and the things that they're going through with their homes, but especially with our church, and he has pictures to show.
This is a picture where the concrete is coming apart on our handicap ramp.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a picture I took of, back. It was when the church was rebuilt in 1972, in 71. Where the rock quarry is now, that's where our church used to sit. Where the hole is, that's where our church used to sit.
Huh.
And it was rebuilt in 1971. This is a picture of where the brick and stuff is coming loose around the frame of the rock. This is on the front side of our church, up here.
But explain to him that we repaired that.
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we repaired.
And then the ground shifted again. And
This right here around the front of the door where we repaired because it looked so bad. We didn't want people to just come up and see everything falling apart. That's on the, when you walk up the step, that's on the left side to the top. This one's on the right side to the top. we repaired it so it wouldn't look so bad. People come visit our church. This right here is the steps going up to the pastor's office.
One of the most recent cracks.
Wow. And that's brick. That's
Yes.
just.
Yes.
And I don't know if you can see it, but this is in the fellowship hall where it's been cracked. I took these pictures this morning, and that's where it's been cracked, where it's been shaken.
And has this had any impact on the roof or any of the?
We've had to have it patched a couple of times since we've been there. And we also had a drinking fountain in the fellowship hall, but we had to take it out because the water was so muddy. Now we had to get a portable water bottle fountain that we put in there because we can't drink the water. It seemed hard for us to try to have a car wash at the church because the water's so muddy now.
But we also had the church covered. We did have problems and they patched it, but we had the church covered. How many years ago? Maybe about 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah.
And it's not. I mean, churches don't make a lot of money. You know what I mean? I mean, how much have you guys had to spend just on these repair projects?
We have to spend quite a bit, so we're always in the red.
Wow. And how old's the building, if you don't mind me asking? I thought I saw it in
It was rebuilt
73
in 1971.
or 71.
Yes.
Rebuilt, yes.
Huh.
The original church was built in 1923, but it was rebuilt in 1971.
And like I said, our church used to sit right there where the rock quarry is now. Where that hole is, that's where our church used to sit.
So this is kind of, kind of an emotional issue for you guys, where it didn't just take, damage your current building; it took your old building.
Yeah.
Just like the man said, they promised us stuff and they rebuilt the church. They promised to give us so many rock every year. They stopped doing that. They promised to help keep the grounds greater than us. They don't do what they said do. The cemetery, we have water running at the cemetery. They put a fountain out there.
Tell them where the cemetery is.
It's right down the road, right across from the rock quarry.
From the hole, the big hole.
From the big hole, yeah. On Diggs Road. And they got water there, supposed to put a fountain out there, but they never have. The stuff they said they were going to do, they haven't done.
And most of the residents here are they all on well water? They're not tied into any kind of city water sewer?
I can't speak on that. A lot of them, some of them are, some of them are not.
County water? Huh.
Most people who have their own well, they used to use their own well, but now since the water system is so bad, they probably got on county water.
Wow.
Some of county water, theirs is still running.
Is that right? Huh. And as far as you guys go, they're not keeping their promises. They're not. I mean, that's. Do you think just having? I mean, what's the resolution for you guys, especially when you're representing an entire church community, not just yourselves?
I talked to one guy about it. It's been about 2 years ago, and he was telling me he was trying to give me some excuse about since the hand's been changed since it's been bought from Vulcan bought it from the other company. He said he had to do some research and see what they could do, but he never got back in touch with it.
So it's just there's a conversation that started, just nothing ever materialized after
They
that.
promised us they were going to put gravel all around our cemetery, so when it rains, it gets muddy, and it wouldn't be so bad. People, if they have that bury somebody, it wouldn't be so bad coming in and out. They haven't even did that.
Huh.
So when we have problems at the church, when damage is done, we just go on and do the best we can to fix it, rather than contact Vulcan, because we know we're not going to get an help.
But I can just about guarantee you, whenever they bought our church out and they built the other one, they moved our cemetery. I can just about guarantee you that they didn't move every grave over there. Because they cut our regular road out going to the church, they cut it out and put another roundabout. But I can just about guarantee you they didn't move all the graves that was out there.
Huh.
Because we had some graves out there that didn't have head markers on in the old cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know what happened to them. I can just about guarantee you they didn't move them all.
And how long ago was this?
This is,
Back in the early 90s,
yeah.
Wow.
because our family had our graves moved to a family cemetery down in another community. But they were supposed to continue to move the other graves to the new cemetery, and he's saying that he can guarantee you that all of the graves were not moved. So, we just assumed that those graves were just
Blown
caught
away.
up in the rocks and dirt of Vulcan.
Huh. That's just insane to me. I'm sorry. I never heard of someone saying we're going to move the cemetery and not move everyone in the cemetery. That just sounds wild to me.
Well, it would have been too much work for them to find out with graves that didn't have any markers. So they just took the easy way out, I'm sure.
This kind of seems like a theme already. It's just taking the easy way out.
Back in the day,
Dickerson, that was the name of the company before Vulcan. Vulcan Dickerson.
What do they get out of that quarry? Is it just quartz? Is it limestone? What's coming out of there?
What's coming out of Vulcan?
It's different kind of rocks. I
Yeah,
think when
they're taking crush,
Mhm.
different kind of stone out of it.
Okay, like cement.
Well, they make stone is, like they use everything to get out that hole.
Okay.
Big rock, small rock, the railroad use a lot of that rock.
Oh, so it's like riff rock, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And we went over the church. Is there anything you guys would like to add? I know there's a lot going on.
Just like my cousin said, that the land I own over here, we used to farm on it, so probably considered to be one of the black farmers also. Right now, I'm living in Hamlet, but I have property out here in this community. I go to church in Galestown community, so this is home.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to ask an obvious question, maybe. I mean, this is a mainly African American community. Is that right?
Yes.
Do you think that factors into this?
Yes.
Is that right? I mean,
That's my personal opinion. Yes, I do.
because is it one of those things where it's like hire a lawyer,
Yeah.
kind of, where they know that a lot of people don't have the economic means to hire an attorney and handle this and go up against them?
And they already told us, face up, that they got deep pockets. So that means they don't care about us, we can't compete with them. They want to shame to tell us that.
So I wasn't trying to make it a race issue at all. I was
No,
trying to say it
no,
just seems like a lot,
it is what it
you know.
is. It is what it is.
I'm concerned about the neighbors next door. They don't have any complaints. I mean, I don't know what the people we bought this land on join the next, the next neighbor. I'm concerned about what they think. We hadn't talked to them, but we are concerned about our community. This is Piney Grove, Galestown community, and join what little town that's called Lambertown, right? Lambertown. I don't know what Lambertown is, but we join one another, like Rockingham and Hammond.
Mm-hmm.
We have issues, and we can feel this. They blasted camera. I live across Highway 74, and I'm just right across the highway. I can feel it. My house is cracked too. I have a brick house built in 1976, and I'm going through that. I got the third set of windows in my house. We set some windows since 1976. I just got a set of windows put in through Habitat. Called a qualified Habitat put another set of windows. This is the third set of windows since I've been in the house.
Really?
And because when the blasted windows be dropping,
Wow.
you can't lock them. You got to keep them locked. Keep them dropping down.
And can I get your name, sir?
My name is Willie Wall.
Willie Wall?
Willie Wall.
Okay. W-A-L-L?
That's correct.
All right. Well, would anyone else like to talk
And I
about?
have a picture too.
Oh, yeah. Let me see that. Sorry. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
But it'd be larger if I turn it around.
No. Oh, no, you're good. You're good. I'm just trying to get the glare off. There we go. Wow. And this is, I mean, houses are going to age, things are going to happen, but I mean, is this something you've noticed has gotten worse over time?
It's getting worse.
Wow.
I mean, you know, like I said, the windows are dropping, you know, and that's the window, you know. I just put this in December 18th when I signed off on the window.
Huh.
This past year, 23.
And, sometimes you got to keep your windows open unless you want to pay a $200 electricity bill. All right. Now, would anyone else? Oh, you would? Let me come on over to you. Thank you so much. And I guess, and what's your name?
Virginia Everett. My husband named Sherman Everett.
And that's Everett, is that right?
Yes, that's my brother right there, and that's my sister-in-law. We
And-
bought a double wide in 1996. And these are the cracks that is done to our house since we had it underpinned.
Oh, wow. And when you bought your home, I mean, did anyone tell you about the blasting, or did?
We stayed right there where the blasting is.
Really?
And the man came into the house and asked me, was our house getting cracks in it from the blasting? And I told him yes. And I haven't heard anything else from that man no more.
How long ago was that?
This been about 5 years ago.
Really?
And so every time it blasts, it cracks. Like this, my trailer sitting up high in the front, and it go downhill like a little in the back. And you can tell when it really blasts. It's just like a little tremor.
So it's like a mini earthquake.
The one where they blasting at now, they in the back door of my house.
And they could say, "Hey, that's just a little tremor. Everything's going to snap back to normal." But do you think this is having a cumulative effect, where when you have even 5 or 6 blasts a day, over time it's going to add up, kind of like a snowball effect? I mean, do you think that's what's happening here?
To me, it is.
Huh. And I mean, as far as coming home, is your home still level? I mean,
No, it's not because the doors are closed. You have to put a prop to the doors up under the doors.
wow. And once again, do you think it's just a relationship that you guys don't have with Vulcan, that you can't get issues like this resolved? Because what they're doing, I guess, is it just proving that they're having an impact on your property? I mean,
We don't know, cause we don't know if that thing coming on up the hill towards our house, what they're gonna turn with this thing when they blast it. Because when they blast, it's like boom, just like that. And we sitting right there listening to it. It's just like it's right there.
and as far as, I mean, right now, because a double wide, I mean, they're supposed to stay on a foundation. Do you worry that the thing might?
Yes, because I be scared it's gonna go backwards.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. And like I said,
It's like the cracks they are really, really cracking, and you don't know when those bricks gonna fall. You don't know what's gonna happen after those bricks fall.
and when you see so many people around you with the exact same experience, of course, you know a lot of these folks already, but I mean,
Yeah.
what's that say to you that all of these people are being
Something gotta
impacted?
be done. Got to be done. Gotta be done.
And
Because if we lose our house, they still got their house. We are our Lord.
and one more question for you, which is, okay, Vulcan has a financial incentive for doing what they're doing because a lot of these repairs would be very costly. But who's the oversight as far as the government goes? Who do you think is really dropping the ball here?
The government.
The
So they
government,
ain't doing nothing about it.
and they know about it, right? I mean, they've been.
Yeah, they know about it. They got to. They know about everything goes on in every state, every city, every town. Got to. And if they don't, I don't see why not. If he's the government, he's supposed to know what goes on.
Yeah. Wow.
This community just didn't start yet. It's been over for 60 plus years.
Is that right?
If I left here when I was 17 years old. And I moved back when my father died at 13. I was gone. So I wasn't actually physically here to see what happened. But then when I moved back and I started repairing the house to get someone professional repaired, I started seeing the problem. My whole foundation in front was cracked in front of my house. And I had to fix that whole crack. I mean, I had vermin going under my house. So it was crazy.
And one more question, just on the topic of agriculture. When people talk about encouraging American agriculture, farmers first. I mean, I come from Missouri, where it's an agriculture state through and through. Do you think this is a part of the agriculture of the community that is blatantly being ignored? I mean,
Yep.
Yep.
And just until recently, me personally, we're just getting satisfaction from the USDA of us considered to be farmland. They know that was farmland at one time, and I've encouraged everybody here to get their farming tract land for their property, because whether they're living on it or not, it's still farmland, and they can still get crops on their land. So they need to get that done.
and how important is it to have? Because honestly, this is the first time I've ever been in a room of people who are black and involved in agriculture. It's very unique. How important is it to encourage that?
I'll say this: during the time of Reconstruction, it wasn't uncommon. It became uncommon after a lot of the other cultures came in and started farming, and they took land over, or people were died out, didn't pay the taxes, what have you. And so the land that we have now are smaller amounts of land than we used to own years ago. My family owned 86 acres, along with several people here in the family that were sold off to the island. So we all own land at one time, and still do. But the larger parts of the land we either sold off or either lost due to taxes not being paid to people who inherited or didn't know that they weren't heirs. And that's what's going to happen here in this community. That's all the rock party. When people die off, yeah, they get the dirt cheap. We get letters all the time from people trying to buy our land.
You're right.
All the time. I got letters at home I can show you. Oh, I paid $7,600 for 175 acres of land. And that's nothing compared to what I know I'm standing on. Because the same thing that hole is the same thing as if you dig 30 feet under my ground, you're gonna see the same thing. I even told them, okay, buy me out. They said, well, how much you want? I told them. They said, well, we can't do that. I know they do. But see, what the issue is, what the issue is with them is they know that if they relocate, they're going to relocate everybody. And they don't want to do it. Because that hurts their bottom dollar. But I say this, what's a little hurt in your pocket to protect the people that surround you, that have to live around you? Because those folks that work there, a lot of them don't live in our community. They go to communities across town. You're not going to feel no tripping. You're not going to feel the effect. When I walk outside my door, and I'm walking up the hill tomorrow, and the ground shakes up under me while I'm walking. If I'm sitting at home in the house, and I'm sitting still, the whole ground shakes. I can feel the whole ground shake in my house. No exaggeration.
I think everybody feels that.
Yeah. So it's they can say that they're within their blast radius or what the state regulates, but that's nothing to me when I'm feeling what you're saying, but I'm feeling it at home.
And as a farmer who's very intimate with the dirt, is this? I mentioned a snowball, a cumulative effect. Do you think that's kind of why so many people are in this room?
That's exactly what's going on. Because see, anytime you do something over time, it's just like if I get a dirt bomb in my hand and I keep shaking it. Sand's gonna keep falling off. Same thing's happening to our foundation. Your foundation is still my house. They chucked out. They want to say 46, but my house is actually older than that. How much selling is my house going to do? Let's be honest. It's been selling. Mm-hmm. So when those folks came out from Buck and they told me, oh, Mr. Steele, your house is just selling. Come on, I'm not stupid. And I told them that. I said, my house is not just selling. It's done all the selling. It's been long, people been living. So how can you tell me it's still selling?
And I think that's what they're using, and then because it's a lot of older, people in the neighborhood. And I think that's what they're using.
I was about to say I had a devil's advocate question lined up where I said, how, is it that or the home's just old? But I mean, a home's only going to settle for so long.
But you're constantly remodeling your houses.
In my house, it was actually.
My house has been remodeled, and that was in the year 2000. And now here it is 24 years, and I'm still in the process right now of having my house remodeled again.
And she can show you pictures.
So this is something where when they say it's just an old house, and you can come back and say, no, I fixed that, and I have to keep fixing
My
it.
house was completely remodeled in the year 2000. Completely. New roof, new wire, they get it out off the walls, redid the floors, plumbing, everything. Now here I am, starting all over again. So,
And what's your name? I'm sorry.
Shirley Smith.
Shirley?
Shirley, yes. So, yes, my house, my grandparents, I don't know what year it was when they moved out here, but the house that was there before that burned down. So they, the house that I'm living in now, they had that house built the year of 1971. Now, over the years, my grandparents had work done, and then the year 2000, I had the house completely remodeled. So now here I am again, starting all over again.
Wow. Oh, you had your hand up. I'm sorry.
My name is Camille Swallow. I also live out here in the Piney Grove, Galestown community. I reside in my grandparents' house as well. I think it may have been 2006 when the county was coming through with grants for the elderly. So my grandmother's house, as well as Miss Shirley's house, is basically new. They gutted my grandmother's house out and started from the ground up. The floors are unleveled. The blasting is just, it scares my daughter when they blast because the house shakes. Before my grandmother's house got redone, they had to come and replace her cabinets because the cabinets was coming off the wall. My mother called up there and complained several times. They actually had someone from Buchanan to come put a meter out. When they put the meter out in the yard, what they done was turn the blasting down, so the numbers wouldn't register high. Someone else had the same thing done, and they actually got a copy of the report from Buchanan and the report that was sent to the state. They had switched the numbers. The numbers didn't match. So they know that they are causing this damage, but they come up with every excuse as to why they're not causing the damage, as in saying that the houses are old or the houses are settling. A lot of these houses have been here for a while, so like Curtis said, like the settling should be done by now. My well water is awful. You wash your white clothes and they come out dingy. So I'm having to take my white clothes to the laundromat for that purpose so my whites won't turn dingy. It's been an ongoing problem for a long time. I could definitely tell that my foundation is not right in my house. I don't have any pictures, but I could definitely tell the foundation. The floors are not even. They are really causing a lot of damage to our homes out here, and a ton of rocks a year is, what is that compensating? When we spending that amount, then some on repairs.
And not only that, but I mean, they're talking about, well, the houses are settling. But what about whenever you go in an area where there is no houses, in the Piney Grove, Galestown area? The ground is not level. I mean, there's holes here and there. So, I mean, that's a sorry excuse to say, well, the houses are just settling. Because if you walk out here where there is no houses, you can look at the road, you see the cracks in the road. You go out here in the field somewhere, you have to be careful keep from falling because there are holes everywhere. So it's, I mean, that's a sorry excuse.
I'm glad she is here. I'm sorry, I'm glad she is here because the same thing that happened to my house that started, got the attention, happened to hers. The same exact thing happened to hers. So I'm glad she's here to share because that really put me on a higher notice on getting something done with our community because if it happened to her and it's the same exact thing, there's no way that two houses are gonna settle the same way, fall apart and all of that. And then like she stated, she has some amazing pictures that just, to me, is breathtaking because she just remodeled her home, but she literally has splits in her roof as if an earthquake came through and just shook it.
Feels like it
Really?
was an
At
earthquake.
first, it was like and I got the picture, it was like a pencil mark going across my ceiling. And then I was like, then a few days later, I walk in my living room and I'm seeing that pencil mark is getting bigger. And then my whole ceiling was coming down. So I had my cousin to take some boards and put it up there to keep from it, caving in until I could get it fixed. So I got some of the pictures here.
Oh my, yeah.
You can see that's my ceiling fan.
Oh wow,
And the
look
crack.
at that.
Now,
Looks like someone just kind of folded it like a piece of paper.
yeah. But that whole ceiling fan, get some other pictures. Yeah. Oops, let me watch.
That's
So hers is just the same thing that happened to mine, that I just got repaired, happened to hers.
And in our office, our cabinets came off the wall too as well, and we had to have them be put up on.
Yeah, that's
Now they did pay for it.
They didn't have one.
If I'm not mistaken, I want to say they did.
Did anybody else want to?
I was about to say.
the reference paper.
Oh, and I'll come over to you, man. Oh, I'm sorry. And let me line this up for you. And well, first of all, what's your name?
My name is Ethel Albright. I live up above Curtis and Yolanda.
And how long have you been a resident here for?
Well, I'm 75 years old. I was born in the community, but I moved away for maybe 5 years and I'm back.
And well, let me ask you a weird question, which is, what was this community like before Vulcan?
It was kind of an easygoing community, just everything, like a Mayberry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I can describe it. People could leave the doors open, didn't have to worry about too much traffic coming through. Children could play outside, and parents wouldn't have to worry about whether they were going to get in the street and get ran over or whatever.
And now that this is kind of peeking into a community-wide issue, I mean, you've heard what's been going on today. Of course, what's your story?
My story is basically the same thing everybody else did. My house, I had a carport built onto my house, and the cement got cracks already, all the way through it, running, different places up under my cement. And on the front porch, bigger cracks here because that porch had been there longer than my carport had.
Mm-hmm.
And on the back where we had my house underpinned, I had to put a new wall back on on the backside about 5 years ago because the wall was leaving my house about so big. So I just went ahead and knocked it on down and had it replaced.
And of course, same thing. You do you, can you feel? Do you pretty much know? Hey, the trimmers are 100% what's
Yes.
causing this.
Yes. And like the lady was saying about the ground, we years ago we had an outside well, and we had it filled in. Where that well was, now it's, you can tell that the ground is shifting because the ground is uneven, like, uneven.
But when it was built, it was leveled out.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And I guess just seeing all these people suffering from the same issues. I mean, how encouraging is that? That you know, it's a community-wide effort to solve this, and it's not just you by yourself.
Right.
I mean, is that encouraging for you? I mean, what do you think?
Sir?
Is that encouraging for you, just to know that
No,
you're not alone in
not
this? Or
encouraging at all.
really?
Just, where it's happening to everybody. Everybody over there mostly got the same problem.
Mm-hmm.
And we feel like we don't have no help.
Like no one cares.
Nobody cares.
So it's actually discouraging because they know they can discard a whole
Right.
group of people and it
Right.
doesn't matter.
Right.
Wow, I did not see it that way. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you guys got to go through that. I really am. But as far as a resolution, do you think just getting the word out and getting this to the people, maybe an independent geologist that can come out here and survey what's been going
I'm
on?
hoping something will happen from this,
We'll try. but no, is there anything else you'd like to add? Oh, thank you so much. And is there anybody else or? Oh, okay.
I got one more complaint about the community center. We got an issue right here where we are. I forgot what year this community center was built, but we got cracks in the wall all around this building here. And we, all around in the shelter we paid later on $10,000 for house construction to build this shelter. It's really cracked up right now.
So it's impacting the very building we're standing in right now.
Right here, all around here. All the way around the building, on the outside, you can see it better on the outside.
Wow.
And just out the door. Just out the door. The major thing down here. Digging right over here behind the building. I mean, digging the blast.
Is that right?
Yeah. This was built probably about 3 years later. Look at all these cracks here. All around here. $10,000 for this building. Look at it.
Oh, that one's raised. Like really raised.
All the way around. But this is. I mean, it should. I mean, 1 or 2 cracks, but this is cracked all the way up. And it keep on selling.
Oh, I mean, this one's. Wow.
This is the Piney Grove Galestown Community Center. Like I said, it's all the way around.
Thank you. Oh, yeah. Let me come around here to you, sir. And where is this at? Is
At
this
my
in Trinity?
house. That's the foundation.
Oh, hold on. Go back to that other one because that one broke right through the brick. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's
Well, Miss Shirley got a whole sinkhole under her house. A whole sinkhole.
really.
And she had concrete poured in it. And now it's still broke up and the hole is back.
Wow.
And she don't know how deep it is. But you'll see it when you come in.
That's,
That's the front right there.
Here you go. And everything is vertical, and then it goes over vertical.
yeah.
So that causes shaking. It just shows you that causes panic.
I was about to say because if it was a house, because if it was the foundation, the crack would be direct because of the foundation, you know, so it'd be
Right.
straight
It
down.
wouldn't do this and do this and do this.
Huh.
She's 98, 99.
Huh. Wait, I'm sorry. What'd you say?
That's when I got this house, 98, 99.
So
How
you
often
talk-
have you had to do foundation repair and replacement on
I
it?
haven't done anything yet, but I'm going to. I have to.
See, his house is there 98, 99. My house has been there since 46. But you see this, we got the same damage.
Yeah.
Got the same damage.
Troy
Damage. That's right. Exactly. He lived right across the street.
And now they're gonna be blasting in 3 different areas.
Yeah.
One is literally right across the street from my house. So the damage with the well, the damage with the foundation, it's not gonna do anything but get worse.
Huh.
Because it literally feels like when it be a hard blast, it literally feels like an earthquake.
It does.
It literally feels your whole house shake.
Keeping a journal since 2014. Every time they blast, I write it down. What I think the number is, whether it's a 30 or 40 or 50, and the day and the time that they're blasting. I've been doing this since 2014.
And are there more blasts than there used to be, or less blasts than there used to be? Is it?
No, here lately it's gotten worse because they're like, I live on Galestown, on the same street that the Rockford is, but now they are.
They're right behind the house.
Now they are on.
They're on
now
Lassiter Road.
With
And across from
Tillman,
Lassiter.
Tillman and Lassiter.
Tillman and Lassiter.
That's just like right now. You go to my house.
That's
you
what
can hear them in my backyard working.
And I definitely can hear them because the trucks is
Yeah.
constantly.
It's scraping all the time.
Can I say something?
Oh yes, ma'am.
I think we built our house in 1976, and we lived across 74. But when they built our house and they dug our well, my well is 120 feet deep. That's deeper than anybody else's well around. The guy told us that was digging the well that they hit a rock vein, and the water that was coming out while they was digging looked like cement. So they had to keep going until they found clear water. Then the county came through with the county water. Well, we didn't get on the county water at that time because we had a well. So we kept on, and then after a while, I was getting self-dyed clothes. You know, they were supposed to be white T-shirts, but they were yellow T-shirts because the mud had settled. And I think we changed our foot bath. I think maybe 3 times, when we had to pull it out and clean it. So it's been a problem, a big problem, not just for a couple of houses in Galestown. They're closer because now I used to be a member of the same church where they dug the rock well, but now I live up across 74. The church right above my house is Walls Chapel, Greater Walls Chapel. And if you go up there and look at the front of it, you can see zigzag lines where it has cracked the cement and stuff between the bricks.
Wow. And how old's your house again?
My house was built in 1976.
Huh. Oh, no, I think.
So it's been going on.
I'm just
I was
sorry.
a child whenever they built it at our church, whenever they bought our church. I was just a child then. Me and my husband been married 52 years. We got married in 72, but we built our house in 76.
Basically, they want this whole section of land, basically.
Yeah,
But they
want
tell
everything
us,
on it.
but their words are that the blasting doesn't
It's not
affect the
cause.
people across the street, but yes, it does.
And it's
Because
easy for
if you
them
go
to
in
say
my
that.
bathroom, the front half bath, if you in the bathroom, it shakes. We had a gentleman up there selling insurance one day, and the blast was so heavy that he had to hold on to the table. He said, "What in the world is going on?" I said, "They're blasting."
And the people who been live there even feel it because a friend of mine, she lives right across from St. Mary Church. And I asked Pastor Rossman, do y'all feel the blasting? She said, yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's
not
a ripple
just-
effect.
Yeah, it's just not you.
Like her.
Galestown, it's Piney Grove,
It's a ripple effect. It's
Liveville.
I said,
We just
I
feel it
added
more.
some water.
We're right there on top of it.
We're on top of it.
Yeah, we're right there on top of it.
And it ripples
We're
out.
ground zero.
Yeah, we're ground zero, exactly.
It had to be very important for them if they move the cemetery. They moved our cemetery to another location.
It was important.
Yeah.
They built the church for nothing, so it was important.
But you know what, I hate to say it, but y'all gonna have to end up moving that cemetery again.
Now, the way it started, the rock that they saw at Pleasant Hill, it was as tall as this building. When they bought it from Mr. Gordon. Okay, we used to go out there after service and we would climb that rock because it was a big pear tree and all types of fruit out there. So that's where we would go and play, and especially during revival time because we had 3 services. Nobody went home. So, I mean, you would climb up on this big rock, you thought you was on the mountain. But eventually we found out that they had talked him into selling the land. Him not knowing what he had, he sold it for a little nothing. Yeah.
But they knew what he had because they had already done the
They knew
study.
what he had.
They didn't feel like
When they rebuilt the church should be getting an incentive off every load that they take out of that rock quarry.
Not no ton of rocks.
That's right.
When it started out, they were giving you more than
2 tons.
Yeah,
And
but
it's
see,
twice a
now
year.
right, and now you can't get it once a year. Yeah. They can blast our houses, the rest of the year.
And can I get your name?
Jeanette Wall,
How do I spell Jeanette?
Jeannette.
Did you say Wall? W.
Wall, wife of Willie.
Oh.
Let's stay down here.
Well, no. You want to get heading down to the property and get some photos?
Yeah.
Did anyone else?
Property, anybody else got anything else?
Well, yeah, when y'all house.
Yeah, we're gonna go down that way.
But he's gonna go and see.
And how they block the road, I'll show them how they block the road out
Yeah.
also.
Sure.
We'll show them that for.
From EMS, we use Cordova EMS.
Well, right now, they're building getting ready to do a new fire department for Cordova up above Fredo Walls. They're already clearing off the land.
That's
Oh,
why
that's
they
what they
clearing
doing
out
now?
that land.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
They do a fire department.